Story time with Mr. Julio, Mr. Yelly by Roger Hargreaves. Poor Mr. Yelly was frightened of everything and anything, and the slightest little thing he would quiver and tremble and shake and turn to jelly. So it's not really surprising to find that Mr. Yelly lives as far away from everybody as possible, in the middle of a wood, miles and miles from anywhere. This story begins one morning when Mr. Yelly was asleep. It was a beautiful autumn morning. The sun was shining, the leaves on the trees had turned to a glorious red, and the wind stirred gently in the tree tops. A single leaf fell gently from the tree right outside Mr. Yelly's house and quietly brushed against his bedroom window as it fell. Mr. Yelly awoke with a start. "What's that terrible noise?" he cried. "Oh, heavens! The house is falling down! Oh, disaster! It's an earthquake! Oh, calamity! It's the end of the world!" And he hid under the bedclothes, trembling with fright. After an hour, by which time he realized that his house wasn't falling down, and there wasn't an earthquake, and the world wasn't coming to an end, Mr. Yelly peeped out from under bedclothes. "Phew!" he said. "Thanks goodness for that." And he got up and went downstairs to make his breakfast. Mr. Yelly poured some cornflakes out of a packet into a bowl. Then he poured some milk on to the cornflakes. Then he went to the cupboard to get some sugar. Crackle, crackle went the cornflakes in the milk. "Oh, goodness gracious!" cried Mr. Yelly, diving under the kitchen table. "Oh, dear! I hear guns! Oh, calamity! It's war!" But of course it wasn't. And of course, Mr. Yelly eventually came out from under the table and ate up all his cornflakes. After breakfast, Mr. Yelly thought that he'd go for a walk. He was walking through the woods which surround his house when a worm poked his head out of the ground. "Morning," said the worm cheerfully to Mr. Yelly. Mr. Yelly nearly jumped out of his skin. "What?" he shouted. "Who's there?" And then he saw the worm. "Oh, good heavens! It's a snake! Oh, dear! A man-eating snake! Oh, calamity! I'm going to be eaten alive!" And he jumped up into a tree. "What a performance!" commented the worm, and went back into his hole. After an hour, Mr. Yelly felt brave enough to climb down from the tree and continue his walk. Eventually, he came out of the other side of the wood and into a field. Mr. Yelly glanced nervously around. It was an empty field. Or was it? In the long grass in the middle of the field, unseen by Mr. Yelly, there was a tramp enjoying a sleep in the autumn sunshine. Mr. Yelly picked his way cautiously through the grass. The tramp, fast asleep, snored. What was that?" shrieked Mr. Yelly. "It's a lion! I heard it grow! Oh, goodness gracious! Oh, dear me! A lion! A huge lion! A huge lion with enormous teeth! A huge lion with sharp teeth that's going to bite me in two! A huge furious lion with enormous sharp teeth that's going to be me in two, if not three!" And he fainted. All this commotion awakened the tramp, who yawned, stretched, shut up, and saw Mr. Yelly lying on the ground beside him. "Oh, dear," he said, for he was a kindly tramp. "Oh, dear, And he picked up Mr. Yelly and placed him gently in the palm of his hand. Mr. Yelly came to and sat up, rubbing his eyes. Then he saw the tramp's face looking at him. "Oh, disaster!" he screamed. "Oh, calamity! It's an iron, an ore! Oh, gracious, he's going to have me for breakfast!" My, said the tramp gently, "you are a nervous little chap." "Arnold, you? What's your name?" "Mr. Jelly," stammered Mr. Yelly. "I used to be nervous like you," said the tramp, "but I learned how not to be. Would you like me to tell you the secret?" Mr. Yelly curried and shook and said, "Yes, please." "It's very simple," continued the tramp. "All you have to do is count up to 10, and you'll find that whatever's fracturing you is not quite so fracturing after all." Then he sat Mr. Yelly gently down on the grass. "Remember," he said to Mr. Yelly, "count to 10." And off he went. Mr. Yelly thought that it would be a very good idea if he went home immediately. Back across the field he went. Back through the woods he went. He was walking through the woods when he stepped on a little twig. Snap went the twig. Mr. Yelly jumped twice his own height in terror. "What was that?" he shrieked. "That's terrible snapping noise. It's a tree falling down that's going to crush me to pieces. Oh, calamity! It's a crocodile hidden in the bushes, snapping its teeth. Oh, disaster! It's..." And he stopped. He took a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, he said. And then he saw that what had gone snap was a twig, a silly old twig. "Phew," he said. Mr. Yelly had almost reached his house when a leaf drifted gently down from a tree on top of him. "Help! Police! Murder!" he screamed. "I'm being kidnapped! Oh, calamity! It's ruffians with guns! They're going to..." And he stopped. He took a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then he saw that what had fallen on his was only a leaf. Nothing but a leaf. A stupid real leaf. "It works," he said out loud in the wonderment. And do you know, it did work. After that moment, Mr. Yelly became a changed man. Well, you can see that by looking at him, can't you? And he never shrieks or shouts or screams or quivers or shakes or trembles anymore. And he never hides under the bedclothes anymore. Well, not very often. Anyway, thank you so much and subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.